Howdy folks, Doc here with Last Best Tool, and I'm going to dig in a little deeper to NWS pliers. They've kind of fascinated me recently because I've been ignoring them for so long, and I wondered why. I mean, a lot of times when I do a video on Knipex or Gador or some other German tool brand, people would suggest looking into NWS or where the NWS in all of this. Good point. I've noticed just looking through their product line, they've got some great features. They've got wonderful colors and really good prices. And I guess I always thought this was a rebranded NWS, and I believe it is. Irwin seems to have a line of NWS rebrands. The weird thing is this one costs about twice as much as this one. And that's strange to me. I mean, I can't honestly think of another tool company that would actually put its name on something and double the price. Why would you do that? But anyway, I also was avoiding these kinds of pliers, or this particular one, because I found when I would use this particular Irwin, it would rotate in my hand. I really had to hang on to it because the spring-loadedness when you're using it tended to cause it to want to slide back because the handles are symmetrical. And I've pointed that out in a previous video. You can't tell which way the blades go here versus something like a snap-on here. It obviously has a directionality to it where it fits in your hand and stays in your hand. When I did the video on this Orbis / Knipex tool, a lot of people thought this might be an NWS. A lot of people are really sure it is not an NWS. Somebody's making them, or it's a subsidiary of the Knipex tool company. But anyway, lots of similar features when I compared it to my NWS Irwin here. It just, seems similar. Maybe the people talk to each other, eat lunch together, I don't know. But anyway, I picked up this particular plier to try it out. I do like the handle. It's kind of a multi-component. You can get, just like in the Knipex line, you can get all kinds of different ones, from dipped handles to these multi-components to VDE handles to big, thick rubber ones, I guess for heavy-duty electrical work. This is almost identical to this Irwin that I have, except it's almost a mirror image. This is on the right-hand side, the bolt grabbing area here, and the bolt grabbing on this side is on the left. Now, when I also played with the bolt grabbing, I noticed a couple things. First of all, I put a nylon threaded nut here. You don't have a lot of grabbing because of the slope of those cutting teeth. So it kind of made me wonder, what exactly is this for? If I slide this in, it just grabs the end of the nut, and it's not all that great a grab. It looks like it should be, but because there's very little teeth, or very shallow teeth there, when this hits, you're not able to stick it in very far. It starts to kind of spit it out. But I guess you could grab things almost flush. Anyway, the front end of the jaws are great, and I also noticed as I was looking with the light that these don't touch immediately, but let's see if I can catch it there, right there. But as soon as you add a little bit of pressure, you can close them, and that's to make sure that the knives here close completely, which they do. So you've got a nice assortment of capabilities there on this multiplier. Uses a Torx on this end, whereas the Irwin seems to use a hex. This is an old one. I've had this for a long time. I think they started the rebrand maybe in like 2015 or something, so it's been around. This was definitely from the 2010s. In fact, it could be from 15. But anyway, the locking mechanism's almost identical. The name, the print, etc. is really close, so similar branding. Anyway, in actual use, this is more the traditional kind of plier, like slip joint plier width, multi-plier-ish. It's a little on the thin side for some of the larger ones, versus the needle nose that I have here. So using this is actually a different kind of plier. I mean, so maybe the needle nose with these doesn't quite work as well, because generally I'm hanging on with the needle nose not as tight. you know, I need a little bit finer dexterity, which is probably why this is slipping. When I use this, I can apply more force. In fact, that's generally what it does. So I'm finding my hand is actually staying in it a little bit better. Plus this is, maybe because it's newer, this is actually a little bit tackier than the Irwin. But overall, looks like a great plier. The price seems right. Fun colors. You can see the model number there. I think it's 1096-69-200. Somehow they get 200 millimeters out of all that. But when I use some of these pistol grips, you know, it changes the sight line, changes the way you can hold things, you can get in. Obviously this, you know, if you were trying to reach in, you might bump up against something. Same with these. However, sometimes you're going down into a confined area and your hand or the pliers literally blocks what you're trying to do, so you have to do it by feel, you know, cotter pins or wires or whatever. And that's where these come in handy. Plus, it can be a more natural, if you've got a long time you're working on a job, sometimes that's easier on your wrist than trying to hold something, you know, this way, kind of like a hatchet versus a knife if you were woodworking. But anyway, I did hear, as I was doing some reading about them, that sometimes the chrome plating on the NWS doesn't hold up quite as well. Let me know more about your experiences with NWS. I wouldn't mind learning more about them. It seems like a big absence of my tools, you know, not to fully explore these and make sure that I understand, you know, their benefits and what they do. But anyway, so let's all play. What do you think? NWS? Is this the Knipex killer, or just another great German tool? And with that, Doc out.